Oh hi, Cheese Whiz and Mini Snorlax here, and this game is a horror game set in a beloved series where you begin with a single bullet and then become hunted by a terrifying monster. And this game is like if the Doomslayer married Warhammer 40k's God Emperor, and they birthed a beautiful baby born to rip and tear their way across the Imperium. And we're your guys, all those new games coming soon. We got 10 games in 10 minutes for you. All these games are coming out in May, which was a little bit tough considering how many great games we got here this month. As well, I have a few friends to sprinkle in a little bit of flavor with their own guest picks, and all the games that we're talking about have a timestamp below, as well as a link in the description for your own browsing convenience. Check them out in the calendar. We got your back. Anyways, let's not waste any more of your time. Hopefully Snorlax doesn't fall off. Let's start that timer and jump right into number 10. God damn it, Snorlax! Our first game for May is like a mashup between Alice in Wonderland and Kingdom Hearts with this cool voxel art style. Behold Ravenlok, made by the creators of Echo Generation. You play as Ravenlok, trying to fulfill a crazy prophecy by saving a troubled fairy tale kingdom from a corrupted queen. Off the bat, this game's aesthetic, it looks incredible. It's also an action game, so expect to battle some cool bosses, meet some whimsical characters, and wield some cool powers and some magic spells. This game gives me for sure that Kingdom Hearts feeling, as you journey into a weird world with mystery and adventure just around every single corner. Ravenlok, it looks like a fun time, and it's out day one on Game Pass, which is awesome. So if you're ready to dive into this game's rabbit hole, Ravenlok comes out on May 4th for Xbox, PC, and Game Pass. Have you felt like building an elven or dwarven army to bring chaos or mead festivals to a fantasy realm? Well, Age of Wonders 4 gives you the tools to do so in this turn-based 4X strategy game. Choose your realm, choose your faction, customize your ruler and units, and enchant or evolve with tomes of magic. There's tons of customization and tons of strategy here. Choose your units carefully or brashly control them in giant big battles, as many of the choices along the way will decide the fate of your empire. And one of the coolest features is your story doesn't end when your playthrough does. In victory or defeat, you can ascend your rulers and encounter your own creations as potential rivals or allies in subsequent playthroughs. So if you're a strategy nerd or just a big fan of 4X games and want to pour a couple hundred more engrossing hours into one, well, Age of Wonders 4 comes out on May 2nd for all platforms except for the Switch. Are you in need of a few fun scares while running around an insane asylum with some friends? Well, the Outlast Trials is coming out into early access here this month. I'll be honest, this wasn't exactly what I was hoping for as the next huge Outlast game, but nonetheless, I've been seeing and hearing really good things about it. The Murkoff Corporation is back and they want to test some advanced science on you. You run, hide, get stealthy through puzzles, and watch out for other NPC test subjects that kind of just like to jump out at you. Unlock some new gear, customize your character, and there's even a really cool hub area to play around in. This game can be played solo, but was definitely designed to be a blast with friends. So if you want to show off those iron nerves, those superhuman smirts, or you just want to push a friend into a death trap, the Outlast Trials comes out on May 18th on PC into early access. This month is looking great for us horror fans, as our next pick is another game from a classic scary IP. Amnesia the Bunker is the next first-person horror game from the makers of Soma and Amnesia. Set in a World War I bunker, you begin a terrifying trudge through with just a single bullet remaining, and hopefully a few changes of underwear. With a non-linear world and multiple ways to solve puzzles, this game is dark and lonely in the best ways. Play as French soldier Henri Clément as you begin being hunted by an ever-present threat reacting to your every move and sound. What's cool too is it's promising that with some randomization and unpredictable behavior, no playthrough is gonna be the same. This is something I'm a little bit more excited for, as it's dipping its toes into that psychological horror side. So, if soiling your undergarments is also a pastime of yours, Amnesia the Bunker is coming out here on May 23rd for PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. After a long 22 years, a classic revolutionary game is finally getting that highly anticipated remake, System Shock. Now, a bunch of you youngins might not know this game, but the influence of it still lives on today. Everything here is being updated from that original 1994 game. We got new visuals, a new retro modern feel, updated controls, and an overhauled interface. All new sounds and music, including the original voice actor of Shodan, the psychotic AI, non-linear storytelling, and careful attention to detail. They're being very faithful to the original, while working with some of the original developers of System Shock. So, if you're interested in checking out a classic game that's been updated and modernized to today's standards, and you haven't played it like me, then get ready to jack into the system as System Shock Remake comes out on May 30th for all platforms except for the Switch.
My name is Metwick, and I have over 3,500 hours and several completed deathless runs in the first Darkest Dungeon. It's time to face your failures. You defeated the horror beneath the manor, but now the world is dying, and to save it, you must travel to the mountain. Drive your stagecoach on a road trip through hell, exploring new biomes while facing ever more obscene horrors. Unlock new abilities, trinkets, and perks over 5 repeatable acts. The new relationship system works alongside the traditional stress mechanic. Your party members may become more cooperative, or they may come to loathe each other. Combat will feel similar. It trades in various percentages for a token system, so that you may better plan your moves to a more chess-like degree. The graphics kept the old grim charm, but are now 2.5D. Wayne June reprises his role as narrator, and Stuart Chatwood's new soundtrack is bold and intimidating. Darkest Dungeon 2 launches on Steam and Epic Game Store. You will fail. You will learn. You will overcome. Welcome back.
Oh hi, Snorlax here. Metwick, that was fantastic. You're a legend. Thank you so much for being on here. We're talking about games and stuff and things. Hopefully you guys have found something. If not, that's okay. We're pretty new to this whole thing, so consider leaving a like or something or subscribing. I don't know what you do. Anyways, let's not waste any more of that time. Virgil, take it away with that editor's choice.
When it comes to big games dropping this year, you can definitely say this next game fits the bill. Developed by Arcane Studios, the creators of Deathloop, Prey, and Dishonored, welcome to Redfall. In this game, you'll take on the role of one of 4 unique characters in a town that's been taken over by a cult of vampire worshippers. They've somehow managed to block out the sun to ensure their overlords can reign supreme. These characters have unique personalities and abilities to ensure totally different playstyles depending on who you pick. You've got Devinder, a cryptozoologist, Layla, an engineer with telekinetic powers, Rami de la Rosa, who has a robot helper, and Jacob, an ex-sniper with a vampiric eye and a pet raven's ghost. True to Arcane's signature freeform gameplay, you'll be able to choose how to approach the game in this open world setting. For the first time in an Arcane game, you can approach the story and world in a 4-player co-op. So gather your friends, get ready to hunt down some vampires on May 2nd for Xbox and PC, dropping day 1 on Game Pass.
Okay, this game I have only just found out about recently, but has skyrocketed up my most anticipated list. Meet the perfect blend of game and IP that I'm frankly baffled hasn't been made yet. Warhammer 40k, Boltgun. Doomslayer meets the God Emperor. It was love at first sight. Then, this game pops out with you stomping around the Imperium screaming, "For the Emperor!" Rocking delicious 90s sprites, you got your classic 40k guns like the Boltgun and Grav Cannon, and even that legendary chainsword. The gameplay looks great, an obvious homage to the Doom era. I just want to block off quite a few hours, put on those headphones, and rock out while I burn the heretic, kill the mutant, and purge the unclean. As you can probably tell, I'm both a big fan of Doom and Warhammer 40k. So if you want to run around purging things in the name of the God Emperor, well, Warhammer 40k Boltgun comes out on May 23rd for every platform in the Imperium. Now for number 2, we have our dedicated indie pick of the month. This game is weird, this game is strange, this game is unnerving, which is fitting because this game is called Humanity. In this puzzle game, you are a glowing dog being leading a horde of ever-forward marching people into the light. You woof your way through commanding a horde to jump, float, shoot, climb, and so many other things to guide them through these 90 plus stages. There's a story mode here too, with a rival group of people called the Others to watch out for. There's also a big focus on creation in this game, allowing you to make levels, play other people's levels, and share your own insane puzzle ideas. I think it's fair to say that this game is strange, right? But its uniqueness and originality is definitely why it's our top indie pick for this month. Plus, it does look fun. So, if you want to support a smaller indie dev, consider picking up Humanity here on May 16th for PC, PlayStation, and VR. For our number one pick here in May, let's be honest, you all knew which game this was gonna be. A game about a hero on an epic adventure. A game about exploring a rich world with decades of lore and history. A game about overcoming impossible odds and finding an iconic legendary weapon. And that game is The Lord of the Rings Gollum. Set out through Mordor to save Legolas by taking down Shrek and get your little hobbity hands on the Master Sword. Wait, hold up. I just got handed a new script by director Snorlax and it says, talk about new Zelda game. Well, it's easy to get them confused. Oh well. Sorry, Gollum. Let's rewind.
Stupid fat hobbit.
Okay, our actual number one pick for May is my most anticipated game of this entire year. The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Set on the incredible foundation of its predecessor, in Tears of the Kingdom, you can expect to explore high in the skies, soar down on the surface, dive into caves, and hopefully get lost in many, many dungeons. Filled with far more fleshed out systems, many more powers and characters, and an emotionally satisfying story, we are in for a phenomenal adventure. So, gather up those meat arrows and get ready to your way through Tears of the Kingdom as it comes out on May 12th for the Switch. And 10 games in 10 minutes for you. Hopefully Snorlax and I can help you find a new game to get excited about here in May. Thank you so much to Metwick and Virgil for being awesome, for being my friends, for helping us out here with today's video. Thank you so much. Say hi to Snorlax and I over at twitch.tv/cheesewhiz. Come watch the new Zelda playthrough. My most anticipated game this year. Cannot wait. Thank you so much to our patrons as well for helping us keep the lights on and Snorlax fed. You guys go way above and beyond and believing in what we do. And of course, if you need to keep track of any games, we've made a website for that. SoonTM.com, your calendar for gaming. Either way, thanks for being beauties, thanks for being awesome, and as always, holy Snorlax, what happened to your face?